Hex, it's great to see how diverse the audience is becoming for games these days.
Yeah, but it's not just the audience, but the makers as well. Here's Goose with a story on a rare partnership forged in an art collective to develop a very unique game.
Hi, I'm Skye and I am an artist. I work with Studio A. I do lots of different things: drawing, writing, prop making and mask creating. For the past 9 months, I've been making Snowflake Moon, a Paperville mystery, my very first computer game. It all started with me looking up at the moon at night, simply because I could not sleep. I thought I saw a snowflake in the moon, and it gave me an idea.
Since December 2015, artists Skye, Saxon and Elias Nohra have been working together on a point-and-click adventure game, showcasing Skye's unique art and vision of the world, and supported by Studio A, a remarkable art studio situated in northern Sydney.
Studio A is known as a supported studio, and what we do is provide professional development to artists with intellectual disability. We work with about 13 artists with intellectual disability directly, and we give them all sorts of supports in order that their great art can get out into the world and get seen. So that means that we link them with professional artists, artists that basically don't have a disability, but that might have an aligned practice to what Studio A artists have. So we support the artists to make the work, develop their work, to do all the kind of professional things that you need to do to be an artist. So to have a CV, to get your work out into art competitions, galleries, the right kinds of platforms, to meet the right kind of people and progress your career forward. Skye is really one of our inspirations for starting Studio A, a really dedicated, hard-working artist. We were looking for an opportunity for some of our artists to extend and experiment into a digital art form, and Elias is a very skilled digital storyteller, so we invited Elias to come and work with us. Skye comes to me with a concept about wanting to create a video game out of a series of characters that she'd created. So I spoke to Elias and said, would you be interested in working with Skye and embarking on a bit of an adventure together?
Elias, can you tell me a bit of your history as an artist and as a mentor as well?
Sure, yeah. I've got a background more in filmmaking and digital art, in installations and things like that. But I've also got a background in community arts and facilitating community stories and helping underrepresented communities tell their stories. And I mentioned to Studio A, to Gab, that I'd started coding, I'd started doing a bit of development. She, let me know one day, hey, Skye's got a game. She wants to make a game. And I'd known Skye's art previously, and she used to make, and still does, make these great characters called like Skye Fox.
Yeah.
And they're like these fox characters in the woods. And I thought, awesome, like already in my head, it's a side-scrolling shooter where, the fox is flying through the air and attacking the monsters that she creates. And then we sat down and she showed me the work. I'm like, whoa, this is different. This is like this, you've created this whole world with all these really different characters. It's not what I expected at all. We just started experimenting and seeing what the game could be. And it just kind of gradually evolved into a point-and-click adventure game. It felt like the best way to tell the story with the elements that Skye had kind of created. A lot of the rewarding elements of the game will come from is actually exploring each location, because there's lots of little details that we've hidden in the artwork, and the artwork is so distinct, it's so unique. Skye once described it as being like what a kid sees in reality.
I've been a video game fan ever since I was a kid and used to watch my brothers play Nintendo. For me, over the years, the video game characters became like family and friends in the virtual world. I felt like I could communicate with them because what I did and said changed what happened to them. So I wanted to make one of these games myself and make characters that could be family and friends for other people. And that's where I got the idea from. Snowflake Moon is a mystery game where you control a bumbling detective named Frankus. To solve the mystery, you must explore the factual world of Paperville and to meet all the weird and wonderful people who live there.
So you've done art for a long time now. How did you first get started as an artist?
I first started doing artworks ever since I was a little kid. Me and my twin sister, Crystal, were, well, we wouldn't say stuck in hospital, but we spent a lot of time in hospital and they were finding ways to amuse ourselves. So drawing and pictures and scribbling out words was how it all started.
Do you guys ever find it difficult? Are there any challenges making the game, or were there any challenges making it?
The relationship with Elias is a lot of fun, but yeah, there was a few challenges, but we managed to fix it up. Came up with a mistake, we would rewrite it.
That's how the best works come about. You can't just, it's not smooth sailing the whole way.
Skye's really got no filter on her creativity, and I think that's the core of it.
Yeah.
She'll always come out with the most insane ideas, and you're like, all right, I'm not sure if that's going to work, but let's try to make it work. I mean, as a game developer myself, I'll start projects and never finish them.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of, working on your own is kind of hard to motivate. Working with Skye is amazing because it's like my mission is to get her vision completed and to get it expressed in a way that a really broad audience can experience it. So it's totally liberating, and it's really inspiring because she's a never-ending source of ideas.
What do you want people to get when they play the game? What kind of feelings do you want them to have when they're actually experiencing the game?
To have fun, to really laugh, get some ideas flowing, get their creative juices really,
Definitely. Coming up with their own game ideas.
I hope we keep making more games, and hopefully like Skye and Elias's project, the Snowflake Moon, will actually plant seeds in other artists' minds about what can be made and what's possible.
Something you mentioned in the talk was, representing diversity, and something that obviously doesn't get touched on a lot is people with a disability. How important do you think that is looking into the future of game development?
Look, I think it's really important. I think that content creators should be more representative of society, broadly. So I think it's really important to be able to have those experiences available to, everyone. Somebody with a disability is going to have a really different life experience and a really different view of the world.
Yeah.
And it's one that I think we can't fully appreciate without having art made by those people.
And then is the idea that you're going to make another one? Have we got a sequel ready to go, or is this just focusing on one game for now?
Right now I'm just focusing on Snowflake Moon, a Paperville mystery. But I am thinking of doing something maybe like a twist to Snowflake Moon.
Right, so this is just a prequel, and there'll be a twist and a whole nother game based on that.
Yeah.
You're taking everyone for a ride.